This is a vintage new in the box Sony battery case. It's for an old 60s television. It's brand new. It's part of a stereo collection that I bought last fall. And it's sold to a movie prop company. And he sent me a FedEx label to ship it to him overnight and told me to keep the shipping charges he already paid as a thank you. Well, thank you. It sold for $120. This is a pair of Winchester indoor shooting glasses. They have the cable temples, clear lenses. The guy wrote me and says, "Are you 110% sure that they're scratch-free when you hold them up to the light?" Well, I examined them very closely, wrote him back, and he bought them right away for $50. They were just a $2 item at a garage sale. This is a vintage 1968 Cadico All-Star Baseball game. I like sales like this. This cost $1. I bought it over the weekend. I listed it yesterday for $30, and it just sold this morning. This one's got a bunch of these extra player cards. From what I gather, the player cards are the value here, because a lot of people have the game, but they would like more players. The previous owner even went to the trouble of making a bunch of his own cards, these homemade ones. This is a Bang & Olufsen stereo system. I bought this off of Craigslist. Somebody was replacing their home stereo system with something new, and they were selling this along with a turntable. I sold the turntable a long time ago for about $275. This two-piece component system has the cassette player and the amp tuner with this big remote control. Kind of a nice system. Bang & Olufsen is pretty high-end stuff. And this just sold for $400. I forgot to mention that Bang & Olufsen system, I paid $75 for that and the turntable that I already sold. I listed it for parts not working, even though I included a video of it working, so I don't have to take a return on it. It weighed 42 pounds all packed up. I charged a $12 handling fee for materials and insurance, and I still came up about $2 shy of what they paid for shipping. This is a small leather trucker wallet. It's got the mud flap girl on one side and this odd man sword on the other. It's not in bad shape. I did clean it up with some saddle soap. And I priced it at $30, and it sold within just a few days. This is a vintage Luxman tuner. It doesn't work. I sold it for parts not working, and it sold for $30. I acquired this along with a bunch of other stereo gear from a guy who had bought a storage locker at an auction. And I hauled all the equipment home. I've sold quite a bit of it. But I've got a garage full of non-working units that I've acquired over time. And every now and then I'll reach in and pull one out and just put it up for $30 to $100. And it usually sells pretty quickly. Another tuner sold. This one is working. It's a Yamaha. I bought this at a small Goodwill in Iowa for $4. I was traveling through and just happened to stop in. And it sold for $60. I almost skipped over this one. This is a pair of Discman dynamic stereo turbo headphones. I bought these along, or they just came along with a Discman portable CD player, and I split them up because I didn't figure anybody would want these or need these with their Discman. But after a little research, I looked them up and sold them separately for $23. How cool is this? This is a 70s JCPenney's suede vest with the faux shearling lining and trim. I bought this thinking if nobody buys it, I'll just wear it myself. I've actually had it for quite a while. I bought it last summer, and it took until now to sell, but it sold for $60. It must be Vest Day. This is a Carhartt in a great size, 2XL. Picked this up at a garage sale for $5, and it just sold for $40. This is a set of vintage Pac-Man glasses. I got these at an auction. They were just in a box with some other things. So I checked them out, and they looked like they had some value. A set of 6. And I got $50 for them. Right now I'm in the midst of packing them. I got carried away and got them all covered up before I did a video. $50. This is a sheepskin bicycle cover. It's an actual sheepskin made by Eddie Bauer. And I picked this up for just $2 at a garage sale. And I got a request from someone in India wishing to have it shipped there. Well, they're not part of the global shipping program. But I did a little research, and it's not too bad of a country to ship to. So it's going in a international priority padded flat rate envelope. And I've been requested to call it just a bicycle seat cover, not a sheepskin. So I'm sure there's probably some custom regulation there. But it sold for $30. This is 2 pair of Brooks Addiction Walker shoes. Now I acquired 8 pairs of these from this little old lady at a garage sale. She actually wore them, although they're men's sizes. These are 9D, but the other ones were 9 triple E. And she only wanted $2 a piece for these shoes, so I bought them all. And one person bought 2 pair, $50 a piece, so this is a $100 sale. This is a pair of Tom Ford designer sunglasses. Apparently, in one of the more recent James Bond movies, the star wore these sunglasses. I found these last year while on vacation in the beautiful Hawaiian island of Maui. We were walking towards the ocean through a lava tube, and it was quite deserted, no one around, and these were just laying on the rocks. I picked them up, didn't see any scratches on them. I didn't know anything about Tom Ford designer sunglasses, so I just stuck them in my pocket. Did some research when we got back to the resort, and listed them on a bamboo table. And they didn't sell till just now, though. $150. These are just, if you sell a lot of glasses, you end up with bags and cases, and so I've got a little something to protect them while shipping them. This is a veritable Ola knife. It is for opening wine bottles. I picked this up at a estate sale over a year ago. It's one of those things, at estate sales I just grab things and then check them out later, and I debated a long time whether I should get this or not, but it was only $4, so I got it. And research told me that they're quite expensive. I had it priced at $130, but took an offer of $75 just a couple days ago. This is a Faribault Fluff Loom blanket, stadium blanket, and it's a Pack-A-Robe seat cushion package. I actually have one of these in the trunk of my car, ready for my son's high school football games in the fall. I find these all the time around here. We're not that far from Faribault, and you only have to pay $2-3 for them. This one sold for $30. This is an owner's manual for a 2007 Town & Country Chrysler minivan. I actually found this while out for a walk. It was kind of spread out over the gutter and the boulevard, and the opportunist I am, I picked it up and brought it home and listed it for $20, and it just sold. This is a vintage Los Angeles Potteries Cookies All Over cookie jar. This is actually the second one of these that I've found and bought, and they've both sold for $80. This one cost me $7. I grew up with one of these, and my mother still has it in her townhouse. More vintage cassette tapes sold. These are TDK ADC 90s. They have some British jazz programs on them, recorded off the BBC back in the 70s or 80s. One thing to note, it may be better to sell these with the recorded music or whatever is on them used rather than bulk erase them. This way you can honestly ship them media mail. Again, these sold for $80. This is a pair of Italian-made Vask Skywalk hiking boots, waterproof Gore-Tex. Had a few spots on them, but still sold for $50. It was a $3 find at a Goodwill, a small town Goodwill. I seem to find this brand quite a bit at this little Goodwill, about 40 miles from here in Minnesota. This is a pair of military combat boots. They're actually steel toe. They're very similar to paratrooper boots with the cap toe, but they don't have the perforations here. And they're vintage 1991, made by CT Company. And I'm always surprised when I see these at a garage sale, especially in this kind of condition. And they only want $10. So I always say, well, you take 5? And of course they usually do. And these sold for $130. This is the North Face trucker hat. It's got the Nebraska state on it. I found it at a garage sale, still new with the tag. It was just $1, and it sold for $30. This is a vintage 80s acid wash denim chore coat, ladies small. When I saw this, I just thought it was a no-brainer. Got to get this. This will sell right away. Well, I've had it for almost a year now, and it finally sold for $40, and it's going to New York City.